Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over my saddle system. This is my personal setup that I run in the field. We're going to be going over all of the different accessories and attachments, lanyards, hooks, carabiners, everything that I use with this system, how they all pack into the saddle, and how I attach everything. All of that is going to be covered in this video, as well as the different platforms that I have, the reasons I like running them, some specifications on them, the sticks that I run, my dampening systems in terms of quieting things down. There's just a lot in this video. So if you have not already, be sure and hit the subscribe button and follow along. We're going to be putting out a ton of content like this throughout the summer. We already put out a video on my hybrid saddle tree stand setup, where I utilize my saddle system for most of the climbing and hanging of the stuff, and then how I utilize a tree stand with a seat platform for a hybrid setup in different scenarios. So go check that out. But anyway, let's get right into this video. By the time we are done, most all of this stuff that is on the bench right now will be placed in my saddle or on my saddle. So you can see how all of the attachments work and how I like to do things. This is not the way to do things. This is just my way to do things. That is the fun part about saddle hunting. You can customize absolutely everything that you run to your own preference, and this is just how I've found over the years to make a very, very efficient and very quick, quiet system work for me. So anyway, let's get right into it. I appreciate you guys following along. Here we go. Starting out, we obviously have the saddle itself. This is my favorite saddle from Tethered. This is the Ultra Lock. With the Ultra Lock, there's a couple different versions. So there's the Ultra Lock and then the Ultra Lock SD. The Ultra Lock SD is basically a minimalist platform where you can attach all of the pockets that you want where you want. This one is just the regular Ultra Lock, which has the pouches already sewn into the saddle, which I like myself personally. I feel like it gives a very, very rigid and structured feel. So went with the Ultra Lock, and this saddle has a lot of different features that are comfort features, as well as obviously a ton of different places to attach things with molly webbing, or just however you want to attach things. That's what's awesome about saddles. You can really customize them. I mean, you can go as deep as you want. I've gone pretty dang deep on this saddle, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, this saddle basically mirrors itself right to left in terms of storage. So on the right hand side, we've got a large zipper pocket that when you open it up, you've got a ton of storage space, as well as multiple pockets that are sewn into the inside. And then on the outside of that pocket, you've got another zipper that runs lengthways with more storage. Another really cool thing about this zipper system is, as you can see when I was doing that, the main zipper pouch, you can use just one finger to operate, which is huge because when you're in an actual hang and hunt scenario and you're hooked up to the tree, you don't really want to be reaching over with two hands to be dealing with whatever you want to get out of the pouch. One finger, you can grab this loop, run it, shut it. Works perfect. So mirroring that on the left hand side, again, another large zipper pouch with extra pockets on the inside, and then on the outside a lengthway zipper pocket, again just mirroring the exact same thing on both sides. Also on the outside of the pockets, you have two additional storage pockets that I use. I'll show you how I use it for my camera arm, but I use that for like things that while I'm climbing the tree, I can just set it in those pockets quickly and not have to put it in the main compartments. Those are like easy access stuff that you have on the side of your pouch. So now opening up the actual saddle, we've got a belt connection. This is going to be your belt attachment that goes around your waist and just clips in basically just like a seat belt. And then on the bottom, you've got your leg attachments. Same thing, they just unclip and hook back together just like a seat belt. Lots of adjustment there, so no matter what waist size you have or leg size, you're going to find that you have plenty of room for adjustment. In the middle, you've got this gray cord, and that is going to be your bridge. So this thing is fully adjustable with a Prusik knot and attaches back to these sewn portions on the saddle. You can actually loosen this slip knot and adjust this up and down for different comfort levels on the bridge. There's different sewn, it feels like beads. There's big beads in here that are sewn in that when you put tension on your bridge, it's actually going to cinch down and hold on those beads. So whenever you have a weird angle in your tree, you can always find an angle that's comfortable by adjusting this here on the saddle. Coming to the back side of the saddle, we've got some elastic cord right here, and this cord is going to be able to basically act as another additional comfort feature. So if you're leaning back in your saddle and you don't feel comfortable, or you don't feel like you have a good grip around your butt that you need that stability for, this will actually extend out and it'll wrap underneath and hold on, I mean, super, super comfortably. And again, you're always going to find comfort with the Ultralock saddle. That is why it is my favorite saddle of all the systems, because it has all of the comfort features that you want at no cost in terms of mobility or weight. All of this is a super lightweight mesh fabric, so it's just super versatile and really comfortable. So now we've talked about the saddle a little bit, I'm actually going to go ahead and throw the saddle on so you can see how it actually fits to the body, and then we're going to start going through all of my accessories, talking about each one and putting it in the saddle as we go. So again, by the end of this video, this whole table is going to be cleared of all the different items and accessories and placed on my person. Here we go. So typically when I put my saddle away in the truck, I usually leave my legs connected. I usually don't unbuckle them. I just take some slack out of the actual adjustment. So we're gonna unbuckle the waist belt, and I've got some slack already out of the legs. We're gonna take our bridge and pull it up, step through the center of where the bridge is, and you're gonna put your leg through each one of the buckles, just like that. And then I'm gonna come up, leave those legs loose. I'm gonna take my waist belt, click it in, get it where I want it, which typically how I like to have my saddle system, I like my waist belt right below where my actual belt for my pants would be. So instead of having it way up high, up above your hip, I like to have that waist belt for the saddle right below my belt for my actual pants. So come right there, take your cinch, pull that nice and tight, comfortably. It doesn't have to be like it's choking you out, but make sure you've got it snug. And then I take the excess length that I have here, because I do like to keep some length on this. You can cut this back and trim it for whatever belt size you are and burn it off so that it's not gonna unravel. But I like to leave the length on the belt myself, because I never know, I might need to lend this saddle to a buddy or somebody who's gonna help film for me. So I never want to actually cut off the full excess of the waist belt, because I wanna make sure it fits multiple people. With that, I take the excess, I come back behind me, and right here, there's a little void in the pocket, okay? I take this and I come back in that pocket and I tuck that waist belt in right here, so no excess is hanging from the waist belt. I also take my bridge at this point and I'll pull my bridge somewhat snug right up to about there, and again take the excess, come around the top of the pocket and tuck it back through into that little section right there, so I have nothing hanging when I'm going up the tree. So now on the legs, I just come down here and I pull these snug, just like this. And then I pull this elastic band right here around to the back on both sides. Just pull it snug, elastic band to the back. And now I don't have really any excess on the front side, again, where I'm gonna be climbing. So that's basically how I hook up my saddle. It's all on my person, ready to rock. That might have seemed like it took a little bit of time, but we're gonna run through really quick and just do it how I normally would without explaining it, so you can see how fast it actually is to put a saddle on. All right, so now we have the saddle on. We're gonna start going through all of my different gear and accessories, putting it in the bags and attaching things to the different lanyards that I have and why I have them the way I do. So starting out, the first thing that's gonna go in my left pocket all the way to the bottom is the MVP backstrap. So this backstrap right here, this is how it stays fully wrapped up. It's just got some bungee cord on it, and you unwrap it, This is after you're already set up in your saddle, bridge is hooked up and everything. You've got a longer sit and you want to get some relaxation. This back strap comes in handy for that. So it just comes out like this. It goes around your back. Tuck your arms through. And then as you're in your saddle, this here clips into your tether. So you can adjust it by just pulling your straps or letting strap out. Very comfortable item to have with me. Do I use it all the time? No. Actually, I use this maybe only 20% of the time when I've got longer sits and I'm worn out from hiking and hunting for 10 days straight. That's where the back strap starts to come into play. But it's so lightweight and it's so versatile that there's no reason I shouldn't be carrying this in my saddle. This is just an item that's fairly cheap for what it is. Again, lightweight. It takes up barely any room once it's compressed all the way down, and I have plenty of room in these pockets, so why not bring it? These next items are going to go on the right hand side in the lengthwise zipper pocket. Open that up and we've got our hook attachment system. This is the HYS strap. So the strap goes around the tree and hooks back into itself. Usually I'll put this strap above me, so right about here when I'm in the tree, so that I can hang my bow on it and the bow is within reaching distance that's comfortable. This just goes around the tree, hooks back to itself like this. So you've got this loop, and then you've got a cinch strap that pulls tight against the tree. With the HYS strap, we have the fold and go attachment. I carry 2 of these on me at all times. They just go in between the loop like this. You feed it in between there, and then it cinches back down on that, and those round pegs right here sit flat against the tree, and you can put a ton of weight on this thing. I wouldn't put your body weight on it by any means, but it's definitely going to handle your bow. It's going to handle a backpack. So I'm going to wrap this up, wrap it over on itself, bring it back around so it just stays like a nice little ball. And that's going to go on the outside pocket towards the back like that. And I'm going to take both of my fold and goes. Again, I carry 2 of these with me. They work great. Take those, place them to the front of the pouch. And then I have one additional hook that I bring with me. This is just a multi-use hook with wire cordage, so you can wrap it around the HYS strap. You can wrap it around your camera arm or a branch that's in the tree, so you can have an additional hook to place really whatever you want. So I'll take this, take the wire, fold it back on itself, twist it a few times, and then it also goes towards the front of the pocket. So now that pocket is full, we're going to shut that, and we're going to come over to our rope items. So again, going back to the main right hand pocket, I'm going to grab my lineman rope. This always lives on the right hand side. I know that my right hand side is the green lineman rope, and my left hand side will always be my tether. So no matter what, if I'm in the dark, I can easily know my right pocket, lineman rope, left pocket, tether. So they both feel very similar in the dark. But when you have this thing wrapped up the way I do, it completely mitigates noise from the actual carabiners clanking against each other, and I'll show you how I have this wrapped. But this is how it looks wrapped up. I'm going to unwrap it for you and show you the system. So this is the lineman rope. As you can see, it's got the Prusik knot. I can move up and down. This is an 8mm rope. You can also buy an 11mm rope, which is this size. So as you can see, size difference between the 8 and the 11. I really like running the 8mm. It just is a really comfortable, sturdy rope. And it's obviously weighs less and takes up less space, so why not run it? So after unrolling the lineman rope, you can see how much lead I have between the 2 carabiners. This is on purpose, so every time I come out of the tree, I'm going to adjust it right back to this same exact size before I wrap it up. Reason for that is most of the trees that I'm going to be hanging in for a hang and hunt, if I can help it, is going to be a tree that I can get both hands around, wrap, and touch on both sides. This length right here is the perfect length for that. When I have this hooked up, this is a very, very good starting point for a tree of that size. So I always put my lineman rope away with it at that same distance. And what is that distance? It's about what my arms are completely stretched out. So take your thumbs, put it in the carabiners, pull it out. That's about the distance I want when I put this back in my pouch for the next tree and the next setup. So how I'm gonna wrap this up, I'm gonna take my fixed end, I'm gonna come back to the Prusik knot and loop it through the divider, lock that, and I'm gonna actually cinch these up because it's quieter when these are cinched up. You don't get any rattling. Now I'm gonna put my thumb in the carabiner at the Prusik knot and my thumb in the loop here. I'm just gonna roll these together just like that. So we've got this connection looking like this. Then I'm gonna take the tag end and I'm gonna wrap the center of this thing 3 times. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna take this bundle and fold it back on itself. So as you can see, there's rope between both of the carabiners. That rope acts as sound insulation. I'm gonna take the rest of the line, wrap it right across the center of those carabiners. I'm gonna take it and tuck it into itself. Just like that. And now that is ready for the next tree. So now we're going to take our lineman rope. It's all wrapped up. There's not any clanking or sound because there's no carabiner touching one another. We're going to put it over here in our main pocket, and that is where it lives at all times. So again, lineman rope, right pocket, tether, left pocket. That is always how I will have my setup, so that when I come in the dark, I know if I'm reaching in my right pocket, I'm going to be getting my lineman rope. With my tether rope, I run a Ropeman 1 Ascender. It's a really, really nice attachment that once you're all hooked up into your bridge, you can just pull and it just cinches you right up to the tree. You can let it out with your thumb. It's just a really efficient way to move up and down quickly. So again, with my tether, I'm going to be arm's width with the actual carabiner to the loop. And that is going to be a good starting point for most of the trees I'm going to be hanging in. Once you get in place, you're going to take the loop, throw it around the tree, loop it back through the carabiner, pull your excess rope through, just like that, cinch that to the tree, and then you're going to hook this into the bridge on your saddle. Also keep the original Prusik knot tied on the end of the rope. If this Ascender were to ever break or have any malfunctions, any problems whatsoever, I can still use the Prusik knot, or if I lost the knot from my lineman rope, I can replace it with this one. So it's just literally there to have an extra in case I need it. Pretty easy. Just take your 2 loops, come together with them, take that loop, come together again, take your main line, 1, 2, 3 around the center, and then I fold those together, take that main line, wrap it around the whole body, and then again just tuck it back into itself, and voila, all wrapped up nice and neat. So the tether is going to go in my left hand pocket main compartment, and I like to put it towards the front of that compartment. So now going in the left hand side on the horizontal zipper pocket, we're going to open that up, and in there we're going to put my bow rope, or what I like to call my fishing line. We've got a heavy duty paracord material that is wrapped up in kind of a figure 8 pattern. I'll show you how I put it away. And then on the end, we've got the Scorpion gear hook from Tethered. It's just got a little rubber deal that comes off there. Then you've got these 3 hooks. You just push down on this button. These hooks pull around and then they lock in just like that. And that is what your Scorpion gear hook is gonna look like when you send it down to pick up really whatever you need it to. Whether it be your bow, an extra climbing stick you might have left on the ground, something that fell, your backpack, anything you can grab with the Scorpion hook. So wrapping this thing up, you're gonna take your hook, push in on the button, and fold your hooks forward. Grab your rubber cap, put it over the end of the hooks, just like that. So that's the end. And then how I like to wrap this cordage up so that it's not getting in the way or getting knotted. I'll put an end loop on the very end just like that. I'll take the loop, put it over my pinky finger, and I'll take this cordage and go over my thumb, back to the pinky, over the thumb, back to the pinky. See how it's kind of making a figure 8 there? And I'll do that all the way until I've got about a foot of cordage left. Wraps it up nice and neat. nice and tight. Now I've got this cordage here that's still hanging. I'll take that cordage and I'll wrap the entire bundle right through the center. Cinch it nice and tight, just like that. Take these hooks, put it into the center of the bundle so it's not flopping around anywhere, and that is completely wrapped up. So that serves as my bow rope, or pulling up my backpack. Any gear that I didn't want to climb the tree with comes up with what I call my fishing line, but this is the gear rope. So it goes into the left-hand side in the horizontal pouch. Stick it in there just like that. Now, if you hunt private land or property that allows you to trim shooting lanes or trim trees, this is the brand new tethered saber saw. This is one of the coolest products that I have seen come out for the mobile hunting industry in quite some time. So it is a hand tree saw that also doubles as a pole saw whenever you want. As you can see on the end, you've got two loops that have teeth in it, and you just cut yourself a branch to whatever length you need. You put it through those two holes, cinch your teeth down front and back, just like that. And now you've got a pole saw of any length that you want. If you can cut a limb long enough, you've got a pole saw long enough. And this can live in your saddle. Like, such a cool invention. I think this thing is going to be a game changer no matter whether you're a mobile hunter or you're hunting private ground. Wherever you need to just trim lanes, trim shooting lanes, the new saber saw is such a sweet piece. Unlock it, pull it back through, you've got a hand saw again. And this thing, as long as you're able to use it in the state you're hunting, is such a sweet tool to your arsenal. Another cool thing, on the back loop of the saber saw, there is a rad button attachment. So the rad system is something that Tether uses for really attaching anything you want, but it's just a button system. So on my saddle, on the bottom towards the front, I've got one of these rad buttons. So you just click that in there, and this can hang from your saddle as you're climbing the tree or wherever you need to use it. You can put this button on anything, or just put the saw in your actual bag, however you want to carry it. Now, if I'm hunting ground where I know I can trim shooting lanes, I'm going to bring this saw with me, and if I do, it's going to be living in my right hand pocket underneath my lineman rope. So it's just going to go lay down there. Lineman rope goes right on top. Moving back over to the left hand side of my saddle, main compartment, we're going to open that up. And again, remember I said there are a couple of mesh pockets on the inside that separate the main compartment. In that pocket, I'm going to be carrying an extra buckle strap with me. If I lose or cut or nick a strap for my platform or my camera arm or one of my sticks, the extra buckle strap just comes in handy to repair or keep me going, basically. Put a new strap on whatever broke, and I can keep hunting and not worry about any safety issues. So extra strap going right here in that inside pocket, and that is where it lives most of its life. Now, for those of us who film our hunts, a camera arm is a must-have. So I run a mobile camera arm system. I'll show you a little bit about it and where I attach it. The camera arm system typically will live in my backpack until the base of the tree. At the base of the tree, it's going to go on my saddle to go up the tree, and I'll show you how I attach it so it's very secure and it's not going to go anywhere. The reason I put it on my saddle on the way up is the second I get hooked into my tether, the very next thing that I'm going to attach to the tree is my camera arm. I don't want to be fumbling with my backpack or my bow at that time. Tether gets attached, very next thing, camera arm is going around the tree. So let's get into that. This is the Elevate Clutch Pro camera arm system. This is a mobile camera arm system from Elevate, and it is awesome. It's super lightweight, it's very compact, it's got 3 tiers of arms so you get plenty of reach. Bend it around the tree, anywhere you need to go with this thing, you're gonna get reach. This just unravels, and it is a cam buckle system. So once I have it unraveled, I go around the tree. It's got good bite right here, and it's got adjustment right here. It's actually quite a bit of adjustment on this thing. But it wraps around the tree, the cam buckle goes into the hook, cams back over on the tree and locks this thing in solid, and then my camera arm goes on this peg right here. So when I wrap this thing up, pull both the buckles past each other so again they don't make noise. Start wrapping it right through the center. I just wrap it right over itself over and over until I get towards the end. And I'll take that excess strap, just tuck it into itself, pull that nice and tight, and we have a nice little bundle wrapped up. Camera arm base will live in my left hand main pocket towards the back. So my tether is towards the front of the pocket, my camera arm is towards the back. Now moving on to the arm itself, I use a compression strap to lock the arm solid. So again, this thing won't move around and open up on me as I'm climbing the tree. We're gonna unlock this compression strap. It's just an additional compression strap that I bought at, I believe I bought it at Scheels. You can find them anywhere. Any backpacking section is gonna have a compression strap like this. Loosen it up, and it just has a hook and loop system right here. So it loops right back to itself, hooks in, and you can tighten it. So once I get in the tree, this compression strap is gonna go into one of my side pockets, and we're gonna open up the camera arm and attach it to the base once obviously the base has been hooked into the tree. As you can see on the camera arm, I have wrapped the entire thing with an athletic wrap that provides really, really good sound dampening. You can also use stealth strips, whatever you wanna use to dampen your gear. I like to dampen my camera arms because a lot of times when I'm filming, if I have a release hanging off my hand and I'm filming, this thing can clack into that, and if it isn't dampened, it sounds like it's very loud. So big difference. Now on the front end of the camera arm where the fluid head is, by the way, this fluid head is because I'm probably gonna have questions, it is a newer GM26, and that is a fluid head that you can actually get off of Amazon. It is not an Elevate fluid head, although it is an Elevate arm. That fluid head works very, very well with this mobile arm. But at the front of the arm, you can see I've got some D-loop material tied on. This D-loop material is going to provide secure attachment on my saddle as I go up the tree, and I'll show you how I do that. We're going to take our compression strap, wrap it around all three arms as well as the handle of the fluid head, just like that. Loop it back into itself, just like that, nice and secure. So now where the camera arm itself is going to attach on my saddle is on the right hand side, the furthest back outside pocket, this little stretchy pocket here. Take the butt end of the camera arm, go into that outside pocket, just like that. And then on the front of this saddle bag, I've got an S-clip. So this is an S-clip carabiner. It attaches to the saddle, and then it has an additional clip right here that I can attach whatever I want to. That D-loop material that I tied onto the front of my camera arm goes through here and clips into that S-clip. So now this camera arm is completely secure on my right hand side. No matter what I do, that camera arm isn't going to fall out when I'm climbing up the tree. And again, I want the camera arm on my person. The second I get up to the top and I hook in my tether, the camera arm is the next thing to get hooked up. So I don't want to fiddle with my backpack, my bow, none of that stuff before the camera arm. All right, so our saddle system is completely loaded. We're at the base of the tree and we are ready to start hanging our set. So the sticks, where's the sticks gonna go? No matter what sticks you're running, this system should work for you. These are the tethered 1 stick. I carry 5 sticks with me at all times, no matter what the setup is. Unless I know prior that I only need 3 sticks to get where I'm going, if I'm just mobile hunting, run and gun, there will always be 5 sticks on my person. The sticks attach to themselves with these little buttons. They're super, super quiet. There's no noise whatsoever detaching the sticks from one another or attaching them. They're just a super lightweight, versatile, awesome climbing stick. They grab and bite the tree like you wouldn't believe. This is one of my absolute favorite stick systems on the entire market today. Let's pop one of these sticks off really quick so you can take a good look at the actual stick and how it works. So we've got the 1 stick. I have wrapped it with stealth strips so that when you're going up and down, moving around with the sticks, if you knock something up against it, it's not gonna make that much noise. My absolute favorite thing about these sticks, there is am steel cordage that lives on the stick, so you don't have to reach in your pocket and get an additional buckle or strap, roll it out, and try to get both ends attached. The am steel cord stays living on each step. So this stick is going to attach to the tree. You wrap the cordage around the tree, and you come back to itself in this position here. I'll take the cord, wrap it over, clip it in, X pattern just like that, cinch down on it, and this thing isn't going anywhere. This is a super tight system to the tree. Again, probably one of my favorite sticks on the entire market is the tethered one stick. So as I climb down from my set and I'm taking the sticks out, I take one stick off at a time, take the cordage, wrap it around the bottom button, wrap it back to itself just like that until I'm towards the end, and then I'll take that end piece and clip it into the cinch buckle, and that is totally packed up, ready to go right back on the stack of sticks. Clip those two rubber orange pieces into the bottom, clip it at the top, cinch it down, and you've got a stack of sticks. Typically with 5 1 sticks, I can easily get 22 to 25 feet, sometimes higher if you have some branches to work off of. I know most of my buddies can get away pretty easily with 4 sticks. I like to run 5 because sometimes I'll have a cameraman or somebody else hunting with me, and an additional stick to put them one level above me works perfectly. So how I'm going to attach these sticks on the left-hand side of my saddle, I'm going to come down to the furthest bottom stick. So as you can see, these orange pegs are facing straight down. Look for the short orange peg that's exposed. That will be your bottommost stick. These things are attached by sliding into each other, one tier after the other. So I like to come to this one because there's no way if I attach to this one and I hit a limb or something climbing up that any of these sticks can pop and come apart. So we attach to this one. I come around on my left-hand side. I've got a carabiner here that's wrapped with athletic tape, so it's nice and quiet. And I will clip into the corner of the bottommost stick with that clip. Hook that in so it's hanging off here to the side, but it's still in the way of using my lineman rope. So I take the sticks and I swing them backwards. And again, the bottommost stick, the cordage on the bottommost stick right here, it almost kind of makes a handle. Grab that cordage and grab your second carabiner, which is on the back of the pocket here, and clip it right into that cordage. That keeps your entire stack facing the way you want to go up the tree, okay? As I'm going up the tree, I can come over and the top of the stack with one hand, I can easily grab a stick, swing it out, put it on the tree, reach over, grab my second stick, climb up the tree. Now, as I get up the tree and I come to my last stick, all I'm gonna do is grab that last stick, unhook this top carabiner, and unhook the bottom, and put the last stick on the tree. Super effective, super simple, fast, quiet way to hang the one stick. All right, moving on to the platform. I'm going to show you my favorite platform from Tethered and show you the different options that Tethered has for platforms. All of these platform variations are going to be in regular. I don't necessarily need an XL platform for my setups. And I actually prefer the regular to be smaller, more compact, and lightweight going up the tree. So starting off, this is the Predator CFX platform from Tethered. It weighs 2.3 pounds. It is their lightest weight platform, and it is my favorite platform for several reasons. One, it is incredibly durable, it is lightweight and compact, and two, it's quite a bit quieter in terms of deadening with the carbon platform versus an aluminum platform. These platforms have a ton of adjustment in the angle. They also have a bunch of knurling around the sides so you can put side pressure on the platform if you're needing to lean for an off-camber shot. They're just a really well built platform and versatile in every single way. So again, the Predator Carbon CFX platform, size regular, is going to be my go-to platform when I'm not running a hybrid tree stand system. We've got a few other platforms to mention. Another one on the Tethered website that is a very comfortable platform for saddle hunting is the Predator V platform. Again, this is size regular. The V platform is made of an all aluminum construction. It's heavy duty. With that, it's going to be a little bit heavier than obviously your carbon platform, but there's some features with this one that are pretty sweet. On the front of the platform, as you can see, it has a swoop to it. So you can turn the adjustment all the way in on this thing, lean this platform down so that you're straight to the tree, but the platform's slanted down with the curve on it. You're not having to run the sole of your feet right against the edge of the platform. You're actually standing on the drop off of that swoop. It is a very, very comfortable platform, especially for long-term sits with a saddle. Next, we've got the Workhorse platform from Tethered. This again is an all aluminum construction. This one's pretty lightweight. It's a little bit smaller than the V platform. This also is a more budget friendly platform. It's going to be made slightly different than the other platforms, but still a very comfortable platform, and most of all, it's very affordable. It also comes in a sweet colorway. I like that earth tone brown. Just looks really good. Again, super effective platform, lots of adjustment, just at a better price range. And last, we've got one of the first, if not the first, platform that Tethered made. This is the Tethered Predator, the original Predator. And this thing has seen some miles. I've put so much use into this platform over the years, and it's been a great platform for me. Super simple, effective. Unfortunately, there's no gnarling at the front of the platform, so if you have wet boots, muddy boots, it was a little bit slick back in the day, but the side piece has tons of gnarling. You can really move around and utilize this thing very, very well. But anyway, this thing is super, super simplistic. It actually is pretty dang lightweight. And aside from the carbon, this is probably a close second. This thing has seen so many miles, so many trips, and so many different hunts. I just love this platform. So now that we've gone through the different platforms, I'm going to take the carbon platform and show you how I actually attach it to the saddle when I'm climbing up the tree. So now, attaching this thing to the saddle, I'm going to take the flat portion of the platform, and that's what's going to rest against my butt as I go up the tree. Grab yourself a corner here, come around the back, and on the back of my saddle, as you can see, I have another carabiner. Take that carabiner and clip it right into the corner of the platform and let that thing rest like that. I love running the platform on the back of my saddle for various reasons. It might seem like it's going to bump into me as I go up the tree, but truly it stays separated from my body as I'm going up, because my steps are right here down below my feet, and I'm at an angle with my lineman rope. This thing is always back behind me. It never ever touches me or the tree. It just hangs right off my saddle because it's going straight down just like a plumb bob. Anyway, it's just a really effective way to get the platform up the tree without any obstruction. It doesn't bounce off my left hand or my right hand side. It doesn't get in the way of my lineman rope or my sticks. It just hangs down there by itself all the way up the tree and has never given me any problems in that position. Now I'm up to the top where I want to hang. I'm just going to reach back and grab the platform, hold on to it with one hand, unclip the carabiner with the other, and we've got the platform right here in my hand ready to get set up. All right, one additional thing to add that I do utilize if I'm not wearing pants that have knee pads already integrated is a good set of knee pads. This is a set from Tethered. These things work very, very well. Though they don't live in my saddle, they typically live in my backpack, or I'll put them on at the truck before I hike in. But a good set of knee pads when you're saddle hunting is a game changer, especially for longer sits. All right, guys, I think that is it for all of the different accessories that I run, my saddle system, the way I attach things to the saddle, the way I go up the tree with it, all that good stuff, I believe should have been covered in this video. If there was something that wasn't covered that you are curious about and interested in, go ahead and leave a comment below. I truly appreciate you guys watching this video. If you've not already, be sure and hit the subscribe button and follow along. We've got a ton of content like this coming out throughout the summer, as well as the fall. My goal for this fall is to upload semi-live material during the hunts. So it's gonna be a fun one. Be sure and hop on board. I appreciate y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.